Welcome, everybody, to episode 169 of the effing title. I am Big Husky.
And I'm DeNutte.
And we are here once again, and to prove to you guys, finally, that we will be doing a tier list.
We did one. We're doing one.
We actually have the labels down below, so we're fucking fully committed right now. But before that, DeNutte, how you doing, homie?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Both took naps this morning. Yeah. I woke up from the nap and then I had to take a shower.
I fucking took a nap and then my alarm went off, and then apparently I just turned that bitch off and just kept going. Which makes sense, because yesterday I went from 3 to midnight straight, no nap.
Okay.
A little throw out here from Mr. Xander. Hi, Xander. Fuck you. He was up gaming still, and he sent me a Instagram post for being April Fools saying Kevin Feige got fired, which obviously I know isn't going to be true, but for some reason, though, the Instagram post noise woke my ass up.
And you went, oh my god, it's happening.
I woke up and I looked at my phone. I'm like, you really fucking... Dude, come on. Like, now I gotta pee. Like, so I got up, peed, came back, laid down, and I just couldn't fall back asleep. So I was like, fuck it. And then my day consisted of editing, reaction, editing, stream, editing, playing games, bed. So it was like, there was no time where I could have...
What'd you play?
I just got on Apex for a little bit, because the April Fool's event was yesterday. So, and I was watching a couple other people playing it, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, of course, the one day when it's Saturday, so most people are out doing their own thing. Deer's hurt right now, so she just got out of surgery, so she's really not in the mood to play games. Rob and Jeff aren't around, so I was like, I hit you up and you were doing stuff. That's why I sent you that message.
Oh,
yesterday.
is that what you're still smoking?
Yeah.
I was
So like,
smoking beats.
so I was like, so I got on. I played an hour's worth of the game, and then I was like, okay, I'm done.
I didn't finish until like I pulled the. So I had an issue with my smoker keeping it up to temperature last night.
That's not good.
So I got my smoking done on the meats that I needed, and then I finished them off in the oven, which is like this essentially what you do anyways.
Yeah.
So I finished them off in the oven, and I pulled the pork butt out of the oven at 10:30, 11.
Sheesh.
And then I let that rest for a bit, and then I munched it. Pulled porky, and I did
Good little
wings,
butt.
and I did burgies.
Oh, that sounds fucking delicious.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious. Yeah, no, yeah, that's like I was saying. Yeah, if I can. So I mean, I weighed myself at some point this past week. Terrible decision, because I'm like, wow, I haven't lost anything. In fact, I think I've gained some weight. So I was like, that makes no sense considering I don't really eat during the week. And then I found out that's what the problem is I don't really like to eat. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
I know everyone weird, right? I'm fucking Big Husky. I don't like to eat. I don't like to eat. I genuinely don't like eating. And it got to be that point where it's like, during the week, it's like, I have my main meal, I have my main factor meal, I have a second factor meal, and I have a bagel. That's it. That is not enough calories for even potentially losing 2 pounds on a calorie restrictive program.
How many calories is that?
Well, I mean, like, for instance, here, Friday. So my breakfast was 410. Mm-hmm. My lunch, which was the bagel, coffee, and all that, is 800. And then my dinner was 600. Like, that's not even close to being, because my limit right now is 27.59.
So that's what do you mean? You're under that. You're under that.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be under that. That's already the budget under.
Okay.
So the way that this app works is you put in, like, this is how much you want to lose, or like,
Yeah.
this is your goal, this is your starting weight, this is where you want to get to, and then it's like, how much do you want to lose a week? So I was like, fuck it, 2 pounds. Let's fucking get this shit. And then what it does is it automatically will put you at a new level for calories. I would say this is the level that you need in order to lose 2 pounds. So if that's the level, if you go over it, it's okay because you're still, you don't want to go fully over it. Most of the time I say 500 calories under. And then, like, if it's like 100 or 200 over, like, just don't do it too many times, fucking, that sort of thing. Because the biggest thing is being under at the end of the week. Being really close to it and under by the end of the week. But yeah, so my lunch yesterday was 1,913 calories. And that was like without me eating the full bag of the full bag of chips that I would have eaten, 2 donuts that I would have eaten, probably 2 of these Krispy Kreme things that I would have eaten. You know,
What was it? What was it?
what was what?
Your meal.
So I had a pastrami sandwich from the store. So it's pastrami, Swiss, and then a really strong mustard, which I really liked, but I wasn't ready for that.
It was a really grainy mustard, brown.
Yeah, yeah. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was warm as well because it was part of the deli, so it was like nice and warm still. There was a breakfast sandwich, which the bottom of it was about as hard as the concrete outside, which kind of sucked. But I threw some Chick-fil-A sauce on that bitch. So it was a sausage one, and then they had this, and then had this little thing of potato skins that was stuffed, and it had cheese, not like nacho cheese, and like sour cream, and like broccoli, and yeah. So yeah, that was my cheat day because Saturday is part of my cheat day. I have 2 cheat days, 2 cheat meals, I should say.
Today's been like so I've been intermittent fasting for the last week.
Oh yeah. What are you doing? Time period? Or are you just doing
time period?
Okay.
So, like 1 to 7, I'm keeping that as my window.
Oh, okay.
So, like at work, I have lunch at 1, so I'll eat at lunch, and then.
So you're doing 6 hours on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's solid.
But like, I don't eat the whole time. So especially if I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriend, and she's like, "Let's eat out," I won't eat anything, and I'll just do one meal. That still is in that time period, and then keeping that calories within that.
Yeah.
I lost a couple pounds this week. It's nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. It's nice doing this again because it's like it's one of those things where it's like I internally and instinctually know kind of like this is how much is in this and that and this and that, and like how much I should be over and under. But then like there's days when it's just like I literally like I'll eat a whole fucking. I have what is this? The Lay's Poppables. You can't stop eating those once you open that bag, bro. Like
I picked up all the meat. I picked up a Lay's Funyuns bag.
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah, they're so good.
It's so good, but it's so weird because it's like you're eating the Lay's chip. Are we talking about those ones, or are you talking about the actual Funyuns?
The chips.
The chip Funyuns? Chips. Yeah. The dude is so weird to me because like it's a chip, but it tastes like a Funyun. And my brain doesn't.
I only like Funyuns because of the flavoring. I don't really care for the rings themselves. So now
neither do
I have them on like chips.
My brain doesn't.
I could eat a whole bag of those.
But yeah, so I've decided now that I'm going to start buying the big boxes of the mini bags because I've realized now that for me personally, if things are sectioned off like that, then it makes.
Like, I don't need to open another one.
It's one of those things where it's like I know that there's 140 in that, which means I know I can have one of them today, like that sort of thing. Where if it's like a bag and it's like, roughly 18 of them is 140. It's like, well, roughly I ate 39 of them, so fuck you, you know. Yes, that's kind of where I'm at though. So that's been nice though, is doing that again because it's refreshing my brain on kind of because that's the other thing is like a lot of the snacks that I have aren't the best for me. But I don't care because right now I'm literally looking at just calories. Eventually, in like a month or 2, then I'll start being like, okay, now I need to be a little bit more cautious of what the calories are coming from. But right now, it's literally just looking at the calories.
For me, at least, so I've been dieting the last 2 weeks. Fat boy talk. Still, I haven't snacked at all, and that's actually helped not think about it at all. I ate breakfast today for the first time in like a week. That felt weird.
I was gonna say, how was that?
I feel like bloated and like weighted down right now. But then again, I also ate a pulled pork sandwich. So it is what it is.
For me, I've kind of fucked my body up because, as you know, I wake up at 4, go to the gym, and then I eat breakfast, and then I go to work, and I work for like 2 hours, 3 hours, sort of thing. But then when I come home, and I take a fucking nap. So now my body is relating eating decent-sized meals to taking a nap. So, like, I'll eat a decent-sized meal, and then it's like, okay, cool. Now it's time to go to bed.
You're like a dog. You're like, exactly. I eat the meal, I gotta go take a shit.
Yeah, so that's the only big one for me right now, is that. Like, I was talking to Rob about it. I would love to try intermittent fasting with how I'm doing stuff right now. I can't. Because if I did it, I would want to do, like, a 6-hour window. Like, this is the window that I can eat in. The problem with that is, though, I wake up at 4, and when I go to the gym, the lady downstairs, one of the accountants there, she has a little jar of candy. So of course, before every gym session, I take a packet of Starburst, just a little 2-pack of
piece of candy.
Starburst. Exactly, and it gives you a little bit of sugar to burn through the workout and give you a little bit of energy, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like, I picked someone. Someone said that that's what they did, but they did it with little packs of Skittles. And I'm sitting there like, it makes sense. I've never done it before because I don't like putting anything solid in before I go work out. But I started doing it, and like I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, kind of feels a little bit different when I'm doing stuff. It does feel like I'm a little bit more energized, which is weird to say just from 2 Starbursts, but nothing in the stomach. So
That's how I had felt for a long time because at work, because I do manual labor. I was like, there's no way. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Like, 'cause it's all about energy. So like 2 weeks ago, I was really dragging ass for the week, and then this week was better. But
yeah,
the first week, I was like literally like,
yeah. So like, with the in a fasting though, if I were to do that, technically my fast breaks at 4.
you can do whatever window you want.
Oh, I know, but me being me, I'd want to do either 6 or 8. But if I'm breaking my fast at 4,
Yeah.
the first 2 hours of my fast is literally me working out.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's an hour of my fast of me sleeping. Like I'm gonna have like no time to do anything eating wise.
My girlfriend just straight up lied to me in this text message. I packed her a lunch today, which was just meat. It was wings and pulled pork. She said, "Best pulled pork I've had in a long time, maybe ever." I'm like, that's straight up lying to my face.
I appreciate the compliment. It makes me feel good. But why you gotta lie to me?
So, fat talk. I'm glad you're doing well. We're doing it.
I'm doing the thing.
Doing the thing. I want to be down 30. I'm going to a festival in June. I want to be down at least 30 pounds by then. So
you got this.
2 months.
Hey, you got this.
I'm down 5 pounds. So it goes. Dude, that's like pulled pork burps. I ate this morning at 8 o'clock and I'm still getting barbecue burps.
What is mine? This is supposed to be. It's supposed to tell me when I'm supposed to get to my goal weight. Oh, apparently I'm supposed to hit my goal weight November 8th. It looks like. Yep, Wednesday, November 8th.
Why that day?
That's so it's so the way that I'm set up is it's literally just set up for it's set up for fucking words 2 pounds a week. So
And that would be the
and that's 275. So it'd be nice to get right close to 3 again. It's been a while, but all right. So usual talk, real quick. Was it magic? How's your weekly magic?
No, nothing with magic this week.
Nothing.
I didn't play it all this week. I don't. I might go.
Beautiful. Did open on the right page.
It depends on what happens the rest of the day. I might go to a store up north to go look at cards, but
I got
look at singles. But
I had a phone call at 9 o'clock that I didn't answer because I was asleep, as we were saying a minute ago, and it was my mom's, and she was like, "Hey, we're out and about. There's cards here. Do you want something?" And I didn't respond because, of course, I was asleep. So I responded back, and I was like, "Oh shit, my bad. I was asleep." And she goes, "It's okay. I got you stuff." Ooh. And then she sent me a picture, and it's Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. I was like, interesting. So then I sent her a message, and I was like, I'm gonna have to eventually show you the things that I want, because if you're gonna do this, you're just gonna randomly surprise me with stuff.
Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't. Go ahead. Sorry, I zoned out.
She hit me. She hit me with the awesome. Send me pictures, and I will save them in my notes. I was like, all right, shit.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
I bought Legos yesterday. I just remembered.
Let's go, dude. Yeah. Legos. Let's see them. Come on now. I was gonna say, Legos is one of those things that's like that's a generational thing, man. That ain't going away. That's like Pokemon.
Boom! Bat bite.
Okay, I dig it.
Yeah, lights.
I dig it. I mean, there was no ridiculous setup with that one, so
No, I haven't done any of the Technic stuff. Well, that's not true. I did I have the Fast and Furious Charger.
For a moment there, because I couldn't fully see it and you were moving around, I thought it was a DeLorean for a moment. I was like, that makes sense.
They do make that though,
Ooh,
but it's big. It's like a big boy.
the big boy.
And I
Um,
have Paul Walker's Skyline. I just haven't built it yet.
Paul Walker Skyline. Oh, his car.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
let
the
my
Fast and Furious
I'm
series.
gonna let my invasive thoughts stay in my head for that one.
Okay. Then it would be a Porsche.
Um, March of the Machines. They've been releasing a bunch of the new cards for it. March of the Machines look like it's gonna be a great set. I'm genuinely thinking about dropping a decent amount of money on this set.
The Commander deck's already sold out on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah,
That's wild. The commander. I mean, it doesn't surprise me when you look at the commanders
yeah.
themselves, because
You can only buy the 5 packs.
the commander themselves are fucking awesome. Like the one that I would get is probably the one I'd probably get would be the white and black one. I don't know what they call it, but it has Brismath, the Blight of Orosokos,
I
in
lied.
it,
They didn't sell it.
and it is the most ridiculous. You ready to hear this card? Okay, so 2 colorless, white black. Legendary creature Phyrexian Cat. It's a 3/4. Whenever you cast a Phyrexian creature or artifact spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. So incubate is a new ability. When you incubate, you create an incubate token. It's an artifact token. It comes into play with X 1/1 counters on it. So whatever the number with the incubate is, that's how many counters it comes into it with. You can then transform said incubated token into a Phyrexian artifact creature. This is 0/0. So this one, literally, anytime you cast a spell, I get to incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. And at the beginning of each end step, if a Phyrexian died under my control, I get to proliferate. It is the most ridiculous fucking card. White is one of my favorite. White and black is one of my favorite combo colors to play around
There we
with.
go. Yeah.
But yeah, like that one though, oh my god. Like the other ones are really good too, but that one itself is just, to me, that's just broken. I love it. Plus, 3 colors. 3 color for me personally is very difficult to run. I have a
I
problem.
feel like it's especially if you can't get the lands, you can't get anything out. Because I have a 3 color precon, and my biggest issue it was just I couldn't get. I played it 4 times and I didn't get a single black.
Oh shit.
And so it just
That's I guess the thing is, I guess why if I normally when I do make 3 color decks, because I have one of the decks behind me that I actually like physically own is a 3 color deck.
yeah.
But it's also I only splash the third color. I don't actually fully play the third color, so it makes it a lot easier to do like that.
Yeah.
What I will say though is I'm gonna send you this link on Degram real quick. So have you seen the Siege cards?
No.
So these are really fucking cool. I actually really think this is a really cool new mechanic. So let me know when you open it up. So the top part, Invasion of Bellahan,
Yeah.
is the card that comes into play. It goes into play on your opponent's side of the field, though.
Interesting.
So when an Invasion of Bellahan enters battlefield, create a 2/2 white and blue Knight token with Vigilance, and then it has 5 at the bottom. So the 5 at the bottom is literally this health points.
Like a planeswalker.
Exactly. As soon as you kill it, as soon as you get it down to 0, you get the bottom card. The card flips over and you gain control of it and you get the bottom card. It's a new mechanic that they're doing for this set, and there's a ton of them that are because of course with this being the multiversal war and the Phyrexian invasion invading every planes.
So I imagine you put that in the opponent's field, they can block you from attacking it, right?
Yep.
Interesting.
Exactly. It adds a whole new it adds a whole new unique mechanic to it, and some of them are fucking broken.
Is that in the precons?
This should be in the entire set, so everything.
Yeah, everything.
And it just depends on which one you want. There was one of them that was I mean, there's a couple of them that are really broke, but there's one that is absolutely insanely broke. But yeah, like I said though, cool new oh, here it is. Invasion of Alara. So Invasion of Alara is one of every color, right? It has 7. Has 7 points or 7 counters. When it enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with a mana value of 4 or less. You may cast one of them without paying its mana cost. Put one of them in your hand. Then put the rest exile cards under your library in a random order. It's already kind of broken there, right? You just get to look at something. You flip it. Flip it. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. Create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control. Distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures that you control. Destroy target permanent an opponent controls.
So you best not let them destroy that. I guess.
Exactly. When that siege comes out, just nope. Attack me. Attack me.
Yeah, like, don't look at that.
Don't look at that. That doesn't exist anymore.
The thing that you put there. Don't look at it.
Yeah, don't look at it. But yeah, no, this set looks really good. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I already have bought a collector booster for it. I'm thinking about buying the bundle already for it. And I just opened a bundle recently. I got nothing out of it. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
It's funny because the bundles are like $38.
Mm-hmm. Oh, have they gone down? Ooh.
No, this one's 42.
Okay. Yeah, so right now I have like $130 in my cart, but that's because I'm finally going to be buying a binder just for Magic cards, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Jagger about it. I think we're going to start getting more into just the Magic side of it versus everything. I'll still do everything, but the main part of the collecting, I think, is going to go back to Magic. It's the game I know the best. It's the game that I've had the most fun with. It's you know, I played it when I was a child in England, like, you know.
I'm like really into it still, and I just I don't know. I gotta grow the balls and just go play at a local game store.
Yeah, I mean once you do that though, eventually, especially if you go with like a friend, it's fucking because that's what I did when I went to the tournament. There was a tournament here, and the only reason I went to it was because one of the guys I used to work with was like, "Hey, they're running this tournament. I think you should go." I'm going with a buddy. I was like, "Okay, let's go." So he took me, and I came, and there was a 3-way tie for first. Because it went fucking 5 hours, and all of us were like, "Yeah, no, we don't want to be here anymore because you guys are weird."
Like, draw.
Yeah, literally, like it came down to 3 people having to play each other for the first place spot, and like we all like got together and we were talking. We're like, "This place is fucking weird." I was like, "You guys good with the tie?" I straight up said it. I was like, "You guys good with the tie? Because I don't want to be here anymore." And they were like, "Yeah, I kind of got shit to do too." So we like literally went to the shop owners and we're like, "Yeah, we don't want to play anymore." So they gave us some.
And they're like, "Dude, that's not fun."
Oh yeah, exactly. They were like trying to get us to stay, and like it was. That's what I guess the shop stayed around for about 3 months, and then it doesn't exist anymore. So, but all right, on to the meat and potatoes of today. What meat and potatoes would you like?
I don't know. I'm excited for these. I just reiterate. I am excited for these. I am definitely going to get a pre-con. I was like, no more pre-cons, but then I'm like, wow.
Well, if you're gonna throw that one at me, you know,
and then I am gonna get at least one Lord of the Rings one.
Well, the wild one with the Lord of the Rings ones, I'm still waiting just to get more info on those ones, and then I genuinely might buy one because there's a Rohan one, and people may not know this or not, but I love the Riders of Rohan. The Riders of Rohan, that whole Rohan area, which makes sense. Yeah. It's kind of Norse based. It's
Yes, horseback warriors.
Yeah, that's my jam. That's my jam.
It's the closest thing to Vikings in Lord of the Rings.
So I mean, like that's like I saw there was a Riders of Rohan pre-con. I was like, oh, either that or if there's a dwarf set, one of the two. I mean, let's be honest here. Like that's the world that I live in here, right?
I really like the Frodo Sam deck, so it's like it's all over the place.
We're all over the place. Also, they're also doing a weird thing where final thing before we get into the meat and potatoes.
Sorry, I derailed this again.
No, so we're doing their March of the Machine, and then there's March of the Machine Aftermath, which is like a very small mini set that comes out like a month after March of the Machine. That's basically going to be like, well, this is the aftermath, and this is what happened after the Multiversal War. Yeah, and there's pre-cons for that too, just so you know. So once that stuff comes out more, then you're going to be like, I can see it now. I'm going to get a message from you just being like, motherfucker, did you see this one? This looks cool. Like, this one has a bunny rabbit in it, and it's...
Just want cool shit.
I just want the cool shit.
All right, meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. Okay, so I sent DeNutte a message. Top 5. Boom. This is ones that we've done in the past. Surprisingly, we haven't done a whole lot of these. I thought we had done more. We've only done like 3.
We've done movies. We had done a lot, but games.
Yes.
Well, we did movies. We did games.
We did movies, games, and there was a third one as well. But that's like it. I thought we had done a lot more than that, though.
Yeah.
But, so, for this week, I asked DeNutte, what do you want to do? And he said, we're going to do the top 5
FPSs.
FPS.
I knew that you had not played a ton of them.
Yep, so we're doing top 5 FPSs that we have played that are our top 5. So if you don't agree with us, shut your mouth and listen. Let us know what your guys' top 5 is down in the comments, first of all, and then go from there. But anyways, let's start with honorable mentions. I got 2.
Okay.
Okay. I have Splitgate.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Splitgate Beta.
Yeah.
And then I have Valorant. Those are my 2 honorable mentions. So Splitgate Beta, when it was in the beta, was a lot of fun before everyone had figured out all of the movement text and everything. So people were just kind of like barely fucking around with it. It was just a lot of fun. I thought it was a unique change up with being able to have portals and like kind of like it felt like Halo but with portals, which was really cool. But now like I went onto it a little while ago, just kind of like fuck it, let's see what Splitgate's like. And you got motherfuckers like doing a portal here, a portal there, jump through, spin through, up here, down, left, right, up, and it's like I'm sitting there like I don't know where I just got killed from.
One of my honorable mentions is like it's because that's almost like a look into time where it's like this game at this time. Yes. That's what you liked about it.
And then
I have a game on my honorable mention like that.
Yeah, and then Valorant. I like Valorant. It's just I'm terrible at Valorant. That's literally the whole thing. It's like I love the characters, I love the environment, I love the gameplay, I love the lore of it, but I'm terrible at actually playing the game.
The whole not moving while shooting really throws me off.
If I could fucking use a controller, I don't give a fuck how worse that makes me. Just let me use a controller. I would feel so much more comfortable. Which also, by the way, there's a rumor that we're getting Valorant on Xbox. But, anyways.
Well, that makes sense. That would make sense, though.
I would fucking love it, bro.
The Riot stuff.
I would fucking love it so much. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, I don't care how bad it would make me. I just want, like, no aim assist, no nothing. I just want to be able to play with a controller because it's easier for me to use than mouse and key.
I had one friend that we're playing Overwatch now, and I have one friend who was playing on PlayStation, and we couldn't do competitive. So he's like, I guess I'm moving to PC, and he's learning how to play mouse and keyboard.
So he can play controller on.
There's no aim assist.
There's just
no aim assist, so it's so hard.
It is. When I play, it's funny because like when I play, if you watch me play Xbox versus PC, when I'm switching between the two, it's funny because you'll see the cast of characters that I play, drastically changes. I play a lot more Winston, play a lot more Reinhardt. You know, like
his ranking on PS5 was platinum.
Yep.
Plat 2, and then now he's bronze 4 on PC. That's like it's just how much different it is.
Oh yeah.
Even just like I think the skill base too.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Nice. Those are my two.
My first honorable mention: Gotham City Imposters.
Okay.
Which is another game from that same. So most of my games are from 2009 to 2013, and I don't know why that is the case, but I think that was like a really cool time for like first-person shooters getting the feel because it was starting to move away from the pure like COD, like straight multiplayer to like this game. You had classes, and classes they all had different things. It was one of the first I remember games playing that had different player classes, guys that did different things, you had different comps, and like it just was like pretty cool. Like you had guys that had zip lines that would fly around the map, you had tanks, you had like mercy like characters, and it came out and there was like a free period and all my friends played it for like one weekend. This is the slice of time where everyone on Xbox was playing it, like everyone, because they're like, this is a free weekend. So it had everyone under the sun. It was like Christmas. Like there are people who are really good, there are people who are really bad. So you had like a good mixture of like, oh, they like this game's fun, and then it turned into just sweaties, and it was so hard after that.
That's fair.
So you didn't play as any of like the DC characters. You played as like
it was like
henchmen.
It was like rip-off versions, right?
Yeah,
sort of thing. Yeah.
So you played as like the Joker gang or like the Batman gang, and like it's just I thought it was an awesome game, and so that made my first honorable mention. You got one? Another honorable mention?
No, those are my two. Valorant split game. That's it.
Okay, my other honorable mention is Fallout New Vegas,
Oh
which is not really a first-person shooter, but it pretty much is. It's an RPG, and that's the one people I didn't throw on my list because people would be like, "Meh, meh, meh."
God. How dare you say
So,
that thing?
but it is an RPG. It's a first person. Like
It's
I
first
don't put,
person, and you do shoot things in it. Like
and like I don't know anyone that like you have to do a specific build to do melee, and if you do that, you don't use guns. So it's like you either build yourself to use guns or use melee. So you use gun. I always use guns.
yeah.
So
I mean that makes
so that's
sense.
my honorable mention.
I dig it. I dig it. All
That
right.
game came out while I was a freshman at Norwich,
Oh
and I
wow.
played the shit out of it.
Played the shit out of it.
Yeah,
All right.
on my
So
tube TV.
I was. If that's your last honorable, I will start the five. Okay. So five. So five is five down to one. One is our. That's our best. That's our favorite. So number five, I'm going old school. I'm going fucking
Yeah.
old school, and I'm going with a tie here.
Okay.
I'm going with an N60 tie. I'm going GoldenEye,
Okay.
007, and a Perfect Dark.
Okay. I
Because
never played Perfect Dark N64.
so the reason why I'm going with both is because to me, it's one of those things where either you played GoldenEye, or you played Perfect Dark. At one point, like that was it. It was either you played one or the other. You rarely saw people playing both, and me and a couple of my friends we used to play both. So I just liked GoldenEye for GoldenEye. GoldenEye was I think is one of the better old school
Have you
shooters.
played the remake?
I did. I'm upset that
Ah.
there's no more. The multiplayer is like co-op, like couch, not like
I know. Switch isn't though.
what?
Switch you can play online, which is super weird.
So there's that, and then but Perfect Dark, the guns I thought were so fucking cool and unique. Like that was one of the first ones that I used to play with friends, multiplayer that I was actually really good with because there was a sniper that used to go through the map. So there was one room that you could sit in, and you could lock a door, and then you could just snipe people through the map.
That's fun. Did you play the 360 version?
uh,
Zero?
I
Perfect Dark
tried.
Zero?
I
It's
tried
very
to.
hard.
I
It was
remember.
very
I
hard.
remember trying to, and I remember I got a bug at the very start of the game that wouldn't let me get past the first like part, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Well,
I couldn't beat the game. It was so hard, but it was also like, it was when it first came out.
this over a little bit." There we are.
GoldenEye, perfect game. All right,
Perfect.
my number five is James Bond 007 Nightfire,
It's funny how we both have fucking doubles over.
which is this essentially nope, that wasn't the sequel because they came out with The World's Not Enough, which was a better version of the campaign, had a much better campaign,
Okay.
but it was just a build. But I think Nightfire had the best multiplayer out of those James Bond games.
I love the reload animations in.
Yeah, perfect. Every gun, consistent,
It,
reliable.
consistent, same timing. Just.
My favorite thing in Nightfire is that you had these rockets that were broke the Geneva Convention, where it was like you could do guided rockets. So you would hide. You would hide in a room, and you'd shoot the rocket, and you could get out of the building. Then and it didn't have a timer. It would just you could fly it around
Oh
forever.
Jesus!
So that you just look for everyone and just
Just have a buddy fucking camping right next to you in case someone shows up.
yeah.
No, no, no.
So
Bang!
Nightfire, 2004,
Okay.
2002. Played it on PlayStation.
Okay. I don't think I ever played that one. So, my number four is, in my opinion, one of the best campaigns I've ever played.
Okay.
I'm gonna word it like that right now. And this also leads into another one of my ones higher up. This is Titanfall 2.
Okay.
I was late to the Titanfall game.
Uh-huh.
I remember seeing it, and my dad very rarely would be like, "That looks cool." My dad was at one point was like, "That looks fucking cool," and I never played it. I never bought it, and then I started streaming, started playing Apex, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this Titanfall." It was $5, so I said, "Fuck it, let's buy it." And then I played the game. I played the story mode, and I was like, "This is the best fucking thing I've ever played."
I didn't play two. I played a ton of one, and one even at the time was at like especially when that came out, Titanfall 1, it was like such like a broken time for FPS
FPS.
or any games. Any game that came out was broken. Titanfall worked day one, no problems. I pre-ordered Titanfall. I had this giant like 3 foot like the poster was like maybe 1 foot by 3 feet. It was huge. It came with a pre-order. I had it up on my wall forever. Titanfall was awesome. No campaign on the first one though.
Yeah, the first one was all like it was like an online. It was like an online sort of campaign, right? Sort of thing.
No, it was all multiplayer.
Was it okay? I thought.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
there
Yes,
was
yes.
like an overarching story of like what you were doing,
That's what it
but it was
was.
all just multiplayer.
Yeah. Which I mean, and that's the thing is like I genuinely I like the Titanfall 2 eventually went into Apex and everything.
I
I
know
just
if you watch Titanfall 2, you're like, oh, is this Apex? You're like, nope, it's Titanfall. So
yeah,
it's the same guns, it's the same like
same
layout.
same universe. I mean, and
Yeah.
it's that universe I think is very like it's especially being someone that like I knew about those games but never played them. And then I got deep into Apex, and then I was like, oh, I only go play Titanfall. It really made me kind of like that universe even more than I already did. Because it's like the lore for it was like, it was this to me, and then out of nowhere, just, you know, it's like, holy shit, there's so much more that they can do with this. And I've said that 100 times now. I genuinely believe that if Respawn made Titanfall 3 and did kind of like what fucking, genuinely do what fucking Call of Duty does. Whereas Call of Duty, Warzone, Vanguard, Titanfall 3, Apex Legends, Arenas. Done.
Oh, when I was at PAX, I was watching a Titanfall, not a Titanfall, an Apex Arenas tournament.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny because Arenas doesn't, it's not a thing anymore.
Well, the one that's 3v3?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they were playing that. They had a
that's
tournament.
awesome. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, they got rid of it because nobody
One
was,
team washed the other team.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually kind of cool to see. Washed them.
washed them. That's my number 4 though, because I think that I mean multiplayer still holds up today. That game came out like 10 years ago. Multiplayer
Well,
still
there's a
holds
bunch of
up
modders
today.
that are keeping it going.
Oh yeah, there's modders that are keeping it going, but then there's just like the fan base for it is just. And also, when Apex goes into lull periods, a lot of big Apex like not creators that are like they're the leakers and like the people who do like just news on Apex. As soon as Apex goes into a lull period, they've noticed now that Titanfall 2 goes on sale. So they've been really pushing to people to be like, hey, for $5, go play fucking Titanfall 2. Like, go buy Titanfall 2 and play it. Because it's one of those things, it's like, if we can show them that the fucking, there's interest for it, maybe they'll fucking come up with a third one.
Yeah,
But, so that's my 4, though, is Titanfall 2.
respect. My 4 is Payday 2.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Payday 2. Uh,
Okay.
uh, 2013. I thought it was Valve, but
It's
I
not?
guess it's not. But it's I think it's just like it's a game you can just pick up and have a good time. You can get super deep into it, but like it's all about playing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your squad, and it's all about that comp. And then like I think it's just so fun the different ways you could do things. You can go in and just kill everyone. You can try to be as silent as possible. Depending on what you're gonna do, you put different armor on. You do different weapons, different gadgets. They're doing a Payday 3. They already announced it. They put
Awesome.
trailers out. So that's gonna be awesome because I remember like I had just first time playing it. I hopped in with my friends who had started playing it already, and like I hopped in the worst gun in the game, and like I left, and they're like everyone had like 5 kills, and they're like they looked at me, I had 70 kills. They're like, "What were you doing?" I was like, "You told me to watch the door,"
Told me to watch the door.
and so I was just killing cops. I know I wasn't. That was the whole thing. They were just like I don't know. I just think I'm excited for Payday 3.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I dig it. I
Yeah.
like it. I like the pick. I like the pick. So, at my number 3, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna take you back. We're gonna take you back. It's late 2007.
Okay.
It's the weekend. You just got off school. Run to the
Halo?
store. You go get yourself some Mountain Dew. Go get yourself
Some
some
game fuel?
chips. You know.
Some game fuel.
Yep. And then you fucking go over
Doritos?
to your buddy's house, and there's about 3 or 4 of you there, and you're gonna stay up until about 3 a.m. because Halo fucking 3 is out, and we're getting after it. Halo 3 is my number 3 game. I was not good at this game. I used to shoot people in the toes and in like randomly the head.
Yeah.
This was like a game that I used to play with my buddies in high school. They were really good at it. I was not. So it's more one of those things of just hanging out, you know, like that sort of thing. But like, yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, get online, you play the multiplayer, and this used to be a game where, and it's weird to think about now, especially because that was a game that you could start playing at 8 p.m. and finish playing at 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. and you wouldn't be you wouldn't get mad, exhausted, tired, anything. You'd just be having fun. It was just fucking a
I
good time.
feel this is my opinion. I know this is probably other people. I think Halo 3 is what sparked Twitch because
Oh,
first time I saw the first they did gameplay events, but they
Yep.
used to do them in person because there's no other way, And the first time I ever saw Halo 3 really played was with Justin.
oh, okay.
Justin, if you went on to form, is that his name? I gotta look it up before I start spewing off.
He was the guy that made Twitch, right? Justin TV.
Justin TV,
Yep.
that's what it is. So Justin TV was a guy who live streamed his life 24/7. And he was looking for different sponsors, like Disturbia sponsored him for a while because it kind of fit to their narrative. And then he that went on and he created Twitch.
That's awesome.
And so he went and did a big Halo 3 event, and I think that's like sparked a huge thing for himself, like viewership for himself, and then Halo 3. Not Halo 3 itself, but like
But still,
I think that's like the big thing that sparked like, oh, people like watching people play games. And I think that's what really sparked Twitch.
Makes sense.
So,
I just like to me, it's one of those ones where and I think a big thing with this is that a lot of this is nostalgia based to an extent, right? Like my 5 and 3 are very nostalgia for me. Like I wasn't good at the game. I didn't really, it was about hanging out with my friends and just having a good time. That was
I have more nostalgia with Halo 2 for some reason than Halo 3.
Yeah, this was my senior year of high school. Halo 3 was. So it was that sort of
It was
thing.
huge in the school, in high school. Everyone's talking about it, everyone's playing it. Everyone claims to be the best player.
Exactly. So but yes, that's
my number 3, Halo 3 ODST.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It is.
So
it
I
is
know it wasn't interrupting you,
fucking
but we're still
30.
talking about Halo.
It is fucking funny how many times our lists do that. Like,
Yeah,
even
it
in the
did that
past,
before too.
yeah. All right,
I mean, we
ODST.
already
I
have 2
don't
overlaps
think,
this one.
I don't think I've played. I don't think I ever played ODST.
I think it's one of the better campaigns. Beginning of the pandemic, I played through all the Halo games with my friend.
Yep.
And we beat Halo 3, so it's actually a rare achievement. You have to finish the campaign under 3 hours on Legendary.
Okay.
And we did that with getting all the collectibles. So it's not a heavy campaign. You could play it and finish it in one stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just was like there was stealth involved. You had silenced weapons, suppressed weapons. You had suppressed SMGs, suppressed pistols. And it's basically you against the Covenant in Zanzibar.
Oh.
So it didn't take place in the Halo 3 time. It took Halo 2, the big battle that took place where he was in Zanzibar.
Mm.
And then it's all about like you being an ODST in that area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I love ODST. I love the lore behind it.
I was gonna say I know there's a big.
They did live action trailers for it. Huge hype. And then I think it's one of my favorite campaigns of all time.
I was gonna say I know there's a big cult following for ODST. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. So in my opinion, I think it's one of the better Halo campaigns, even though it's so short.
I miss the old live action Halo trailers they used to do. Like
so good, especially with Halo 3.
I loved the fucking ones for the ones for 3 where it was at the museum.
Yeah,
where they had
when they're talking about Master Chief.
They had the old vets in there talking about it. It was like that one just kind of there's something about it that just gives you chills. But then the other one.
Have you seen the ODST one?
I think so.
You need to watch it. It's gonna make you want to watch the game. It's all about like a kid whose dad died fighting the Covenant, and then him turning into an ODST.
Oh, okay.
It's so good, and it's so much in such a short period where you're like, you see so much, you feel so.
My favorite one though still is the Halo 4 Spartan Lock.
Yeah,
the one where he's just walking around talking about how Master Chief was supposed to be the grand savior, this and that, and it's like, and here you are, like that sort of thing. I was on Locke's side the entire time. I'm just gonna say it right now. I was Spartan Lock.
I think that actor's awesome too. I'm a big fan of that actor. I think 4 is one of my favorites. People trash on 4. I think 4 is awesome. I think 4, as amount of campaign wise, I think I played time wise. It went 2, 4, 1, 3, and then 5.
Okay. I think the 4. I like the idea of the 4 basically flipped the script right? With us having so many years of Halo and Master Chief being the guy, and then 4 basically being like, yeah, no, he's a bad guy now. Just even if it wasn't a true he's the bad guy, just doing that twist and having the balls to actually go through with it and fully make it like that's the main kind of like premise of the game. It was like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, got Nathan Fillion in it too, who was the main character in ODST.
So my number 2. Now we're getting into top 2s. My number 2 should surprise nobody fucking here. My number 2 is Apex Legends. It's the game I play the most right now. It's the game that I'm having the most fun with. Lore wise, I think it is fucking beautiful. I just wish we got more lore and not like fucking so little that we get. This goes back to the Timefall 2 thing where it's like it's just there's so much that you physically can do with the game, right? We just found out that we lost a first person story mode version, which really sucks.
I don't know. I just liked how they're like, hey, look at this game. It's out now.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think that's the way they released it.
Yeah, it doesn't beat it. The fact that they literally just went, oh, hey, big name streamer, yeah, we're going to be releasing a game on this day. You want to play it? What is it? We're not telling you. And they didn't. They didn't tell fucking anyone. They just said, here's the code. Get ready on this day because it's this dropping.
Yeah.
And then, boom, it came out.
Warzone kind of copied that, I feel.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the amount of things that Apex did, the other games have slowly taken, you know. I mean,
the
Apex,
respawning.
Yep.
Respawning is the big one, the biggest one.
Sliding to an extent, being able to slide down like
extent,
fucking, you know, different stuff, and some of the gun mechanics, some of the different, you know, like I think that you're seeing a lot more games really dive into the kind of the role and like this character has this ability, but not this one. This one has a different ability. I think you're seeing a lot more games fully dive into that now. Now that Apex is like doing it as like every 4 months. Here's a new fucking person with brand new abilities, and you know now you see Valorant doing it. You see fucking Rogue Company do it. You see all these different games slowly
I miss Rogue
started to do
Company.
it. I do too. I played it a couple months ago, and it was like no, I'm sorry. I turned a corner and got shot at by fucking.
I imagine the player base is so little that it's the only people playing it are like the hardcore.
Probably.
Fans.
I mean, I turned a corner and there was a dude that shot me with a rocket launcher, and then the next round there's a giant man rocking around with a giant fucking machine gun. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I guess I'll try to block it with my little shield and pew 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 pew, because I don't want to fucking play the dude with the giant fucking machine gun.
Yeah.
And then there's an invisible bitch. There's a bitch that goes invisible. Just behind
It'd
you.
be like
Bop.
that.
It's like cool, great, awesome. But I think that Apex Legends has done a great job in 4 years, as well, being one of the biggest names out there now, and it only seems like that it's getting better. Yes, everyone's going to complain about the game, but in all reality, you look at that game versus a lot of the other first-person shooters and even BRs. It's just.
I wanted to put Destiny somewhere on my list because of that, stuff like that. The first Destiny, maybe not Destiny 2, maybe the first Destiny.
I never played Destiny 1. I played a little bit of Destiny 2, but then I got to like the first boss and I couldn't beat it, so I stopped playing.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
My number 2 is a two-parter.
Ooh, okay.
It's Far Cry 3.
Okay.
And Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Okay. You're gonna have to explain this one to me because I have nothing. The only thing that I know about Far Cry, and I'll probably even get this wrong, is that there's literally a game where there's an achievement where like the dude says, "Wait here a moment," and then
That's
he fucks off.
Didn't you play 4?
No, I want to. I want to play 4 because I've always said that I thought that would be the best YouTube series, and it's literally a one episode series where I say I'm going to play Far Cry 4, and when he says one moment and then leaves, because I know when he says when he leaves, you're supposed to like jump out the window and like go do your adventuring and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay in the house and just look around.
Yeah. I did that achievement after I finished the game, and then it saved over everything. So then when I got 1,000 my last achievement, so I got 1,000 in that game, and then I did that, and then they came out with the DLC, but I had to start the game over, and I went not playing it.
See, I just want to do that and just have that be the entire series. Like I don't actually play the game. I just want to do that one fucking. I think it'd be hilarious.
So Far Cry 3, another game that I got all the achievements in.
Is that Is that the one? I'm thinking of the cover. Sorry to cut you off. Is that the cover with the dude on the beach?
Yep.
Okay.
And Voss.
Boss.
And he's he's not even like the main boss in the game, but he's one of the most I think one of the most iconic like bosses of all time or
Yep.
bad guys. Like
Well, like, I
when I
mean,
told you the definition of insanity,
yeah, I
and
mean, like,
so that whole thing.
I know who he is just off of that cover. Like, I know who it is. I don't know who. I don't know his name. Don't know what he does. Don't know who he is. But you show me a picture of him. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the fucking dude from Far Cry. Like, I know
Yeah, so
that.
they
Like,
actually did a whole live commercial campaign with that too, where he was torturing Christopher Mintz-Plasse
oh
from
Jesus
Superbad.
Christ.
So he's just like fucking with him and torturing him. It's pretty cool. But I don't know. It's just like the open world, the exploration, huge early Ubisoft where it was all exploration, ton of shit, but didn't feel as overwhelming as Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the gun combat was awesome. It was stealth, gun combat, open world, and Far Cry in the past was like Far Cry Instincts and Far Cry. You were like there was like superpowers, but the big thing with multiplayer is the map creator.
Okay.
Anyone can go on and create a map, and it could be mount. You can create huge mountains. You can do like a whole bunch of shit. And that was early on in like gaming that you would actually could play open world shit. It was I don't know the healing mechanics cool because you get hurt, you can actually pull over and actively heal yourself, but you don't need meds. It just was like you like pull a bullet out of your arm and wrap it up and you're healed. It just was like a
Oh,
bunch of
okay.
cool mechanics that aren't you don't see in a lot of other games. The gunplay, like shooting people was awesome. Like there was a vector. I remember one gun in Far Cry 3 you get later on
Mm-hmm.
is you get a vector, and if you shoot it from the hip, the bullets kind of go everywhere, and people as you shot them, they're like, I don't know. I just thought mechanic wise for a game coming out in 2012, I think that was like a very big step forward. And then Blood Dragon was a standalone DLC. It
Yep.
wasn't a DLC. It was a standalone game, same engine, but you started. What was his name? I look up. Uh, da 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 da. You play as Rex Power Colt, and he's like a Terminator or like a RoboCop character,
Okay.
and his gun was literally the RoboCop gun.
Oh
And
Jesus.
like, so you go around the world and it's like, you talk like this. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. And so it's just over the top. You're shooting laser weapons at people. You're fighting dragons throughout the world and you're stealing their hearts to power yourself up. You're like, and it's
Okay.
only like a 3-4 hour campaign again. Another really short game that I really love. And I'm not kidding. The very last weapon you have, like game, it's all you. You're so overpowered. You're just powering through the level. You got throwing stars that explode. And I just remember playing that in my buddy's house, huge smile on my face. I just was like, it was one of my favorite times gaming.
That's awesome.
It's all 80s synth music. It's all like dark purple, pink.
I was gonna say when
It's all synth wave.
like I feel like that was, if I mean I could be wrong with this, but time wise, but it sounds like it was part of the early massive success of Ubisoft.
Yes.
Because I feel like Ubisoft right now is, and I'm gonna word it like this, and it might be people out there, or Ubisoft if you are watching, sorry, but I'm honest. I feel like they're struggling right now.
They
Genuinely.
don't have an identity right now.
They don't. And I think that there is a game coming out. I can't talk too much about it because I signed NDAs, but there is a game coming out soon that I think will help with that. But then also at the same time though, I think that the massive kind of drop off in the Assassin's Creed games didn't help. Right? I think that was the first thing that didn't help because right now, I mean, Ubisoft, the only real thing I can think of with Ubisoft that is still a powerhouse, and I'll word it like that, is Rainbow Six, right? Six Siege.
Siege still play. People still
Yeah,
play it on Siege.
yeah.
Um,
Siege is, I
well, they had
guess,
that roller derby game that they got canceled. It like got shut down within a year.
so many of those fucking games. Like,
Roller
there's so many.
Heroes or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
the roller derby one, the fucking dodgeball one, the fucking.
The dodgeball one was a ton of fun though.
It was a ton of
I
fun.
will. Knockout City.
There we go. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun.
That was a paid game. You had to pay for that one, didn't you? Because I think
Maybe
that's.
initially,
I
but it was
think.
free. They made it free.
I think
Same
that's.
thing with
I think that's what
the other one,
fucked it.
Roller Heroes. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. I think that's what fucked the dodgeball one though, Knockout City, is the fact that they were like, oh, it's free in beta, and then it's like, oh, by the way, now you have to pay $20. It's like, pfft, no, thank you. And then they were like, shit.
That's how I felt. I felt the opposite when Road Company because I paid for it and then they made it free.
That's right. Yeah. Same with fucking Jeff. Jeff did that too. Because I got
Yeah.
I got a beta code for it, and Jeff didn't.
I sent you a beta code.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
It was, you bought. No, you got.
I bought it, but then I ended up getting beta codes.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I think I gave one to John too.
Yep, you may have. Because I think we all played together one day.
Yeah.
All
So.
right, so my number one. Whoop. Wrong fucking.
Because I was an alpha player. I played so much Rogue Company. Rogue Company.
So it was like I need to quickly before I actually announce this. I just need to do this real quick. Hold on a second. Okay, so my number one.
Okay.
Is Overwatch. I'm just gonna leave it as Overwatch, and I'm gonna put 2. This is the game that got me into first-person shooters. This is also the game that technically started my entire Twitch career. Because I didn't know what Twitch was. Like, I genuinely did not know what Twitch was. And then I started watching the Overwatch League because I was playing Overwatch so much. And at the old days, for people that don't know, in the old days on the UI, it used to just have a giant red live button that would flash on the main screen to get you to go watch games. So one day I was like, fuck it, I don't want to play anymore, but it says there's something live. And I clicked on it, and it took me to Twitch, and I started watching it on Twitch. Then I found Tin the Tap Man. Then I started watching more Twitch. And then the next thing you know is I started streaming on Twitch, and now we're in this situation.
That's where we are.
I remember I was looking at getting 2 games. I don't know if I've told this story or not. There was 2 games I was going to get. What are the 2? It was either Overwatch or it was For Honor.
Another Ubisoft game that's people still play. They still update it.
Yeah. Those are the 2 games though. That's what I was gonna do. It was one of the 2, and I was leaning for For Honor so hard, and then I watched the Reinhardt trailer for Overwatch, and that completely changed my mind because I was like, this is a first-person shooter, and there's a giant man with a shield and a hammer. Yes. And
I got so big into For Honor when it came out. I played it for maybe a month, and I would come home on my lunch breaks and play it. That's how much I was into it.
That's awesome. I played it for a little bit. I did the story mode for a little bit, and then I forget what happened. Something happened. I played one night with a bunch of Europeans. It was fun, but like it didn't stick with me, you know. So I'm really glad that I did get Overwatch because like that stuck with me. But like I think that the gameplay is fun. It does get ragey at points, but that's just because I'm fucking a tryhard now. But I think that just the fact that there's so many unique abilities, characters, game modes, maps, lore, the whole fucking thing, it's just, I can't wait for the PvE stuff to come out. Dear God, I can't wait for that, because that's going to be like...
Is that this next season?
That's in... that's a great question. I don't know if it's this next season or in a couple seasons. It's this year. Some point this year, they said it's coming out.
They need to do something to get people to play it.
Well, so right now we're in. I mean, it's the same thing with most of these games that have like a battle pass and go seasonally. We're in the lull period of the end part of it because there's only like 2 weeks left or a week left of the battle pass. So we're in that little weird Fortnite window. Not Fortnite the game, but Fortnite is in like 2 week window where it's like the game is getting ready to go into the next season. So like we're gonna be getting the new character reveal some point within the next week probably. We're going to be seeing the new Battle Pass stuff. We're going to be seeing all the new stuff for the season. You know, this, that. Because right now what we know is it's going to be a support hero. And then there's going to be maybe a new map, support hero, and then new Battle Pass. So there's going to be all sorts of new skins and this and that. And new events. We're supposed to be getting another collab at some point this year. Like... So I still like it. I go on. I still play it weekly. I'm having still fun with it. Actually, like it's actually like not a game that I hate like it used to be with Overwatch. Like
I played a lot on Friday.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Bronze 2, baby.
Oh, let's go, baby! Love it. All right, so your number one, sir, is
controversial.
Oh, I
Portal
thought
2.
Okay, you said controversial for a moment, and I was like, what? That's a game? I've never heard of that.
You shoot, you go, bloop, bloop, but you never shoot anyone.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
It's a puzzle game.
Yep.
But I'm, I think that campaign is so awesome, and there's actually a multiplayer aspect of it too. But I think that campaign is one of the best campaigns I've ever played.
Okay, I've seen people
and it's
play
an
it.
FPS.
Yeah.
I just think I just wait. I just like. I just. It's one of those games that like I. It's people want Half-Life 3, sure, but I think
Portal
it's
3.
people want Portal 3 just as much.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's Portal 2. It's all.
It's
God,
another one
what's
of
his name?
those. It's another one of those like cult classic sort of things.
Yeah, but it's the campaign. It's you got um the computer. What God, what's her name? Why am I Gladys?
Gladys. Yep.
You have Gladys, and you're almost and she was your enemy that kept trying to kill you in the first one, and then she becomes like your ally in the second one, and then you're just going through this world and you're discovering all the lore and the backstory of like what this portal world is. And then the guy who runs it, you keep hearing him the whole time. He's almost like a narrator, and it's the I can never remember his name, and he's everything. Um,
Oh, is he one of those?
J.K. Simmons.
Oh, okay.
He plays like the billionaire like aloof guy who's running this program.
Oh, okay.
And I just it and like you're in the I don't know. It's such cool mechanics. You do like you send stuff through the portals. You have to like there's a gel that you need to use that jumps it like is like a makes it like a springboard. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's one of the best. It's not a first person. It's not really a first person shooter. So
Yeah,
that was my one controversial game on the list.
I'm gonna give you it because technically it's first person, and technically you are shooting something.
Yeah. So
Right.
that's how I looked at it.
I dig it. No, I've seen. I've never played it. John played it in college, I do believe.
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, the cake is a lie.
Cake is a lie.
Cake's a lie. See, it just shows you how much I like. I've never played it, but I know that. You know.
The whole thing is that like yeah, like you if you get to the end, you get cake.
Ooh.
And then there's never an end. So it's like this whole thing. You find like rooms where people like escaped the portal program, but like couldn't escape the whole thing, where they were living in a hole in the wall where it's like filled with like drawings where like the cake is a lie. You're basically following some guy's like path trying to escape what you're now trying to do.
Oh, okay.
It's cool.
Okay. I dig it, man. I dig it.
Yep, my number one, but not number one because people are gonna. If anyone sees this list, they're gonna be like, "What is that first person shooter?"
Yeah, no, there we go. So there's our top 5 first person shooters.
And again, overlap.
Exactly. So next week, what is next week? Is there anything movie wise or anything coming out that we're gonna that we can talk about? Let's take a look. Movies.
I might go see John Wick this week.
Oh, okay. I've never seen. People are gonna hate me for
I
this.
saw Dungeons and Dragons this week.
I haven't seen a single John Wick movie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Great movies. Hey, they're all on HBO.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. All right, so we got a Super Mario movie on the 5th and Air on the 5th.
Air is getting like
Air.
100% right now.
Mm-hmm. So those are coming out this week, and then this past week we have Tetris, Dungeons and Dragons.
Tetris came out Friday.
John Wick 4. So yeah, pretty solid little bit right here now for movies.
Yeah, Air has a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Dungeons and Dragons has a 91.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is killing it across the board. Apparently,
It was so good. It was honestly so good. My only takeaway of why you may or may not like it is that it does almost follow a Marvel formula,
that's whatever.
where it's like serious, but then they joke at times.
That's the
Where
thing.
it
It's
just
like
doesn't-
in that situation, I'm like it's like that's fine. Like
Yeah, I loved it. I thought all the characters were great. Yeah. Hugh Grant was great. Chris Pine was great.
Oh,
Michelle
ooh.
Rodriguez was great. Justice something was great. The girl from It actually didn't really have many lines. She was always just kind of there.
just there in the back watching.
Yeah, I don't. It felt weird because she always just kind of felt there.
Just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll talk about movies. Maybe we'll do another list. Who knows? You guys let us know. How about that? You know,
Episode I-69.
episode I-69. Anyways, so how are we gonna wrap this bitch up?
Mm, sometimes,
When a man loves a woman.
and also, not every pee is a poop, but every poop is a pee.
Words to live by. If you go to bed with itchy bum, wake up with smelly finger.
Confucius says.
That's what I heard once.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Man who goes to bed with itchy butt wakes up with itchy finger, with smelly finger.
Yeah, let us know what you guys want us to talk about next week. If not, we're just gonna keep rambling like this, and yeah, things will happen.
Or they won't.
Yeah, and let us know what your guys' top 3, 5, 20 FPSs are in the comments. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to know what you guys say. It's funny that neither one of us had any Call of Duties on here, by the way.
I think the first Modern Warfare, not the first, but Modern Warfare 29 campaign was the best campaign.
I've only ever played Advanced Warfare, and that was for like 20 minutes, and then I stopped playing it.
Yeah. You're like, there's Kit Harington, and then you stop playing.
He's living my life. Yes, thank you all for stopping by and hanging out today. Appreciate you. All of you. Love you. Appreciate you. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay safe. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.